Nice.
How
I
are you,
like the
buddy? It's
plant in
good
the
to see your
background.
face, man.
You have a very cozy place, dude. Just
Thank you.
saying.
You know what? I watch
Yeah.
a lot of Property Brothers
There
on
you go.
HGTV. The one thing I don't have, you come in like so nice because you got a nice background. I feel like I match my wall, and it's not working.
No, man, you got the plant. I feel like it's very green and cozy.
I got the fake plant. I got the ladder with the blankets that I've never used, but it just looks okay.
It's just aesthetic. It's just the vibe. Ooh, some zen.
Oh, yeah, my yoga dog. He's a puppy. Go like this. So
Very cute.
it's good to see you, man. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing well. I'm getting ready for this baby and this music's out. It's all good stuff.
Yeah, you got a handful of stuff. First of all, I was wondering what you're gonna wear. I was talking to my buddy down the hall, Jojo. You know, Jojo. I was like, if this
My
guy,
boy.
I said, if he wears something that I have in my closet, I'm hanging up.
These are like Emily got me this, and it's this yellow pajama set. Basically, it's like an acceptable pajama slash interview set. So I'm both cozy and it just feels silky. It's nice.
Looks good. Man,
Thanks, man. You
I'm
too.
over here being all blurry and stuff.
No, you look great.
Hold on, let me unblur
Yeah,
myself.
yeah, of course, take a second.
I give up. I know, I'm trying, I don't know, does that
No,
work?
you got this.
Does that work? Let's see, unblur. There we go. Oh, I see it. Oh, dun, 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 dun.
There he
Helps a
is.
little bit. Hey, where are you, by the way? Where are you staying through all this stuff?
Man, I just got a house with my wife, getting ready for the baby. We've been living with my parents straight up for so many years while I've been on the road. So we finally got our own place. But I do my interviews in my parents' house, which is nice. So this is their spot. I get to hang with them. They make me a little breakfast. I got my grandma's giant, beautiful crystal. That's always a good vibe for interviews. And that's cute.
That's the biggest crystal I've ever seen in my life.
I used to sit in it as a little kid. I used to sit in it when I was a little toddler, and just, I don't know, it's been in my family forever, and it just has a really good aura. So I just kind of, it's become my interview spot.
That's awesome. So you're in New York, though?
No, I'm in La La Land.
Oh,
we got stuck here for the quarantine, and it's been great. I mean, I miss New York though. It's my soul, and I can't. Next time I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna have a baby, so it's gonna be a different game.
Are you, like, not to get too specific, like, are you like Valley-ish? I'm Studio City, so I'm like,
yeah.
You are Valley.
I love cozy. I love the valley and the vibe out here. It's nice.
Are you still eating good on Lights Down Low? I feel like it's been 100 years since that came out.
Yeah,
man. Eating good on that, right?
Hey, it's been great. Yeah, Lights Down Low is it's one of those songs that's just a forever one for me. So I'm glad people are still listening or getting married to it. It's always special. So my baby will hopefully go to college off just that song. It'd be great.
It's got to be cool to have that song start at the beginning. That's one of those songs that artists dream about, like, having their entire career. So does that song kind of almost give you permission to try some stuff in a way?
Yeah, I think in a fun, it really was a blessing that I'd been grinding for so long. I put out other songs that all the labels and the powers that be would say, this is the hit, this is going to be your big up-tempo hit single. And so often, I learned to finally realize that if it's not authentic and real to your own story, at least for me, it just doesn't translate the same. And it was so special that song is the one that has translated since I wrote it for Emily and I proposed to her with it. It's just that story being bottled up into that song forever is forever special. So I'm glad that it was that one rather than, one that I didn't write or didn't mean something to me.
Right. Oh, that would have kind of haunted you in a little bit, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and I had other songs like that. I had, very early in my career, I would listen to the label. They'd say like, oh, you need to sing this song, and I'd say, all right, I'll try it. I just trusted them, and you just learn to fight for what's important to you. And I just realized over time that if it doesn't have my soul ingrained in it, it's not going to mean as much, and then it usually doesn't translate very well.
Especially when you have to perform it and stuff all the time.
Oh, I've sang Lights Down Low a million times, and if it were if I hated it, it would be trash.
It would have been. You mentioned your wife. How is the wife, Emily? Right? It's going on 4 years now, or just a little over 4 years?
Yeah, we're at 5 years. Yeah, she's
still like her.
Great.
Do you guys like each other still?
I still like her. She's pretty great. No, she's amazing. I'm honestly it's been so amazing to have quarantine be her pregnancy. She got pregnant the first week of quarantine, and we've been trying for a baby for a little bit, and so it's been really cool to just you really do see your love grow in unique different ways more deeply, like going through this pregnancy. And it's been a rough one in certain moments for her. I just try to be supportive, but it's rough, like, the beginning.
Psychologically, you mean?
Oh man, physically, psychologically, she thought she had what Amy Schumer had and has been so open about, which is hyperemesis, where I hate to just be real right now, but pregnant people watching, whoever's out there, if if she was throwing up like 8 times a day in the very beginning. She
Oh
wasn't
wow.
sleeping. It was like every hour and a half. And so that was the
And
first
physically,
five
oh my God,
weeks.
that hurts. I mean, even
Oh,
even a little bit of like that whiplash from vomiting and stuff really takes a toll on the body, the abs. Oh my
so
God.
bad. I can't, I just would wake up, I'd hold her hair. I just try to be whatever support system she needed. And she was a champion. And luckily it went away after about, a month and a half, 2 months. And then it's been way easier, but now we're getting close. So this baby's big and she's definitely kicking around. And so,
Yeah.
you just go through different things in that relationship, and it just makes us be more deeply in love in a cool way.
And you're so class. I'm not surprised at all with you saying that you're just there for her holding her hair. You're just a class guy. And it's about like what, 9 weeks left now, 9 weeks probably.
I know, yeah. Well, she's growing fast, so the doctor's saying be ready at any moment. Basically,
Yeah.
she
And
might get here early.
I knew she hadn't popped yet because I saw on her Twitter. I wrote this down. She wrote. I knew she hadn't popped because she wrote this. It said, "Just pick chicken off my salad to put on my mac and cheese," and that's what a pregnant woman would write.
That's very true. She could write that anytime, but that's definitely.
Oh yeah.
She's been a classic on all of her on Twitter and everything else with her just very raw mom. She's very inspired by Chrissy Teigen, so she's just trying to keep it real with how this pregnancy's really going down, and it's been hilarious. Some of the things I love it. I love that she's just being raw with it.
Is there a name yet? Do you have a baby name yet?
Yeah, I've been really, I keep saying the nickname. I don't know why. I just have this superstition about saying her actual name, but I'll reveal when she's born.
Yeah.
But right now her nickname is fun. It's Spooky, because when I first felt her kick, I was like, "Ooh, Spooky! There's a person in there." And then it kind of stuck, and so my whole family calls her Spooky. She's like, "When's Spooky gonna get here? How's Spooky doing?" And so I hope she likes Halloween, because it's
Please
definitely
don't make that her official name.
Right, it's not her official name. It's not her official name.
Don't do that.
I wouldn't do that to her. But if it'll be a part of her story. If she wants to be Spooky, maybe she wants to be an artist one day. Who knows? So just give her a little extra side story.
That would be setting her up nice. It makes me think of like the movie Knocked Up with Seth Rogen and stuff. Are you reading the baby books?
I'm trying. Yes, Emily's reading a lot more of them. She has her really thick, very legitimate baby books, and then I have like pregnancy book for dad. And we have a tradition every week. We get with my parents, and there's each chapter is like 3 pages, and it says the baby stats, like baby's the size of a cucumber, baby's the size of a watermelon, whatever. And definitely not a watermelon, that'd be insane. But it's a cabbage. That was last week. So it was baby's the size of a cabbage, and it can make faces and smile. And so mine is like 3-page chapters, and hers are really legit. So I should probably start reading the more legit books. But it was my introduction dad book that I started from the beginning.
Yeah, that's cool though, man. What kind of dad do you think you're gonna be?
I'm gonna be definitely a pushover dad. I'm gonna give this baby girl. She's my princess. Whatever she wants goes. My wife is she's Mary Poppins-esque. She was a nanny for 8 years. She knows what's up. She's like, when you smell this poop for the first time, you have no idea what's coming at you. You know what I mean? She's just telling me.
That's not a great sell, is it?
No, she's just keeping it. But I'm ready for it. I feel like all of those things that if all of those things don't faze you, then you're probably ready for it. And I'm excited to just hang with her and support her and let her be whatever she wants to be. I'm stoked for that. My parents were cool about that too. So I'm ecstatic to be that kind of dad, and maybe I'll learn a little bit of discipline from Emily to give to her, but I'll definitely be hopefully she asked mom and then she asked dad, and she's like, dad said yes. I feel like that's probably going to be what kind of dad I am.
Totally. Are you getting some like parenting tips from your parents as well? And
yeah.
It's probably getting annoying now, isn't it?
It's fun. I feel like I get the parenting tips from everybody. Andy Grammer said it really in a cute way to me. He's like, get ready for the selfless gym. It's the most selfless gym you could go to every day. You go in there and you get ready to just really make sure that it's fully about those humans. And that was a really real way of saying it. I could see such a great dad too. So it's cool to get that advice from people I respect in the music game, because I think being a dad is one thing that everybody who is a dad can relate to, but being a dad in music and touring and all of those pieces, it's a little bit of it has a new niche that's sometimes hard to relate to. Like I just watched the Garth Brooks documentary, and just having that balance of how you stay present as a dad while being able to tour and give your love to the music. You have to be just as present. So getting advice from those kinds of people has been special.
I would think so too. I mean, I don't have kids, so I don't know, but from the outside looking in, I can imagine it would be, if you're a touring artist, to make sure that you constantly have that identity with the baby. as well. Because if you're not around a lot, but you have to make sure that that baby still is aware of you. That's got to be an interesting challenge. And thank God for technology, for things like this, for Zoom and FaceTime. I mean, that helps.
Of course. Yeah, my drummer, he has a really adorable 2-year-old, and she's so cool. And he just was out here for a month. We did this show at the Greek, and he was rehearsing with us, and just seeing it in real life, how much he missed her. And it's, giving your life and love to the thing you love, but also even more importantly to the children that you bring into the world is a balancing act that you have to really figure out forever. So I'm ready for it.
Excited for you, man.
Thanks, man. Excited for you to meet her. She's
Yeah.
gonna love the iHeart fam. She's gonna be stoked about it.
Yeah, right. Maybe by then the world will be a little bit back together, and you can bring her back in and perform. That was the last time I saw you, was when you came in and performed in the studio in there.
Yeah, man, I miss it.
Yeah, it's me too. I haven't been back since March. I've been working from home. It's weird.
Crazy. Yeah, totally.
Everybody's dealing with it. Hey, how come you look so good? What's going on with your face and your skin? Do you have like a regimen? You're supposed to get like pandemic face and look older and stuff.
Oh, thanks, man. That's very nice. You look wonderful as well. I have one of these ring lights that makes me probably look better than I actually do. I try to keep the skin going, skin routine.
What do you do?
Stuff.
Like, I'm generally interested. Like, what?
Oh, thanks, man.
Washing your face with certain stuff?
Yeah, I do all the P50. My wife has this regimen. I just do her regimen. So I do the P50 and all of these different skincares and masks like twice a week. I try to get on. I'm starting to get those I'm a grinder. You're a grinder too. You get those under eye circles. So I try to just. Man. I saw that thing on that show, the morning show with Jennifer Aniston. Great show, but where she puts the spoons under her eyes to get rid of those dark circles.
Oh, yeah.
I've started to experiment with that because I'm like, man, I'm looking.
Are they cold? I think they're cold spoons, right? She takes them out something. And,
cold spoons. Yeah. So I'm starting to experiment with that. So
yeah, because of that show, I keep my eye cream in the fridge now as well, because I hear that when you put that on and it's cold, it actually soothes it a little bit. But I'm doing, I gotta get into that. Peels, all that kind of stuff. I love it. It's really addicting. But yeah, what about because physically, I mean, you're supposed to be, the rule of pandemic is you're supposed to look like a couple years older, 50 pounds heavier. I mean, are you working out a lot? Are you eating good? What do you eat? What do you do?
Trying, man. I mean, I have my loves of just eating some delicious Indian food and enjoying the medical wonders of our great California lands, those kinds of things. But then at the same time, I try to just keep it. I'm definitely I like to do just like pull-ups and push-ups when I can, calisthenics, because I usually perform so much. I have so many shows that that's usually my workout, and so since I haven't had that, I've definitely put on a few pounds over the quarantine. That's been tough, but my wife likes it. She's always like, "You're too skinny usually. I like you being a little beefed up, which is fun."
Yeah, get some of that synthesis weight gainer, whatever. You don't need that. Don't do that. It will be interesting though, if you haven't been performing for a while, to do that first show and you're gonna be like,
I know. Well, that's what I did.
Halfway through one song and you're like, for God's sakes.
It was we did this show at the Greek Theater with Amazon last week, and
yeah,
it was the first live one we'd done in so long, and
no audience, by the way.
No audience. Yeah. It was just like my parents were in the back and a couple friends, but of course, we can't have a live audience. But even that, I wanted to come across via screen, and man, I was I hadn't done a full set in so long. It was like a marathon. I was training for it every day, and it felt crazy. I was like, oh man, I got to stretch more. This is 6 months. What's it going to be like in 10 years,
Yeah, totally. And what do you go running? Do you have workout stuff at home, or what do you do?
Yeah, I have all these, I got all the recovery stuff that I've read about online. Like LeBron James uses the recovery compression legs and all of those different pieces. I got them before when I was on the road because I was killing me. My body was killing me all the time being on the road so much. So I do all of that and I stretch and I just try to stay on top of it. But it, it gets challenging. Sometimes you just want to watch Shark Tank for 6 hours and not do any of that stuff. And that gets me too.
It's funny you say that. I just had the same conversation with JP Sachs a couple weeks ago about Shark Tank. That show, holy hell! It's so easy to just 9 hours can fly by, especially with these old episodes. And I don't know how you watch it, but I like to go. Those companies that come in and they're just like, oh, our company's going to be awesome. Trust me. I'm on my phone Googling, where are they now?
Every time, where are they now? Of course, there's a whole website for it that you can look up. I forget the website, but it literally says where each company is at and what happened after Shark Tank. I love that. I love going back to the first season and just seeing, where the growth is. I watched the Scrub Daddy episode a few days ago with the fam, and that was magical to see that one come to life and
Is
see
that
like
the
everybody.
thing with the face carved into it?
Yeah, we have one. I have a Scrub Daddy at home.
I've
It's like
seen
this is
those
a
at
Scrub
Bed
Daddy
Bath &
commercial now.
Beyond.
They're
Down on
so
Polka. Yeah.
they really are amazing. But it was so cool because that's one of the, I think, the biggest products for Shark Tank. So the fact that they actually, going to see that, I'd never seen the actual episode where he pitched. It's like seeing a superstar born. You're just like, whoa, there's Scrub Daddy. This is amazing.
Right. When you see those like that, and then Squatty Potty and all those ones became giant. That's a trip. Do you learn a lot from that? Like, are you into investing, and are you? That's
great question. I am.
I'm adult now. You got to think about that crap, don't you?
I am into investing, and I am into, I think everybody looks at, the big gross profit of gross that happens with everything, but that's not the net. And I think that a big part of that, even in music, you have a lot of incredible people that work with you. And sometimes people see like the guarantee from the show or how much the merch is making or whatever else, but they don't see the cost that go into it, all the money you lost before that, what you put into that big crazy show that made money, but then the things that didn't make any, it's such a balancing act. And I think that realizing the value of an investment when you have it in front of you is so important. And I think in a separate way, I that's why I'm so enamored by the show, because it really does teach you that the passion and the hard work will get you through, but having a good understanding of what your business is and the costs that go into it are really important too.
Dude, in that show, 90% of it over my head, which is kind of scary, to be honest. It's like, I should learn some of this stuff. I should know some of this stuff. So I've been downloading apps and kind of learning.
Yeah, that's awesome. To just for the market and everything of that sort. It's
super intimidating.
But great to learn. I'm excited for my little girl to watch Shark Tank if she wants to learn about it. I think it's great. It's educational in a really important way. And I think they know. That's why Mark Cuban's been on it for so long, because he knows that, it's really inspiring for young people. And it's cool to see like 14-year-olds come on there in the recent seasons with shows that grew up on the show and now they're brilliant little business people. It's awesome.
Yeah, you kind of forget that show's been around for so long. Dude, this new album.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? You feel good? You got to feel good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I feel amazing, man. It's such a relief. I think I had such a great time. The making of was so wonderful that you definitely build this hype to what's it going to be like once it's released. But I really have just had this wonderful sense of calm because people have just really received it so well. And there's been so many exciting pieces, which is cool. And, I really have just been in love with that journey of people finally being able to hear it. And it's been everything I could have imagined and more, which is cool.
Well, it's interesting you say that about like people accepting it. Because when you go through, like, I like to go through, like, when an artist releases an album and you post it up there and then just to read all the comments underneath it. First of all, everybody's convinced that your caps lock button is stuck.
Yes.
Everything's in capital letters with you.
I have to commit to it. Plus my name is obviously Max in all caps. And I feel like it just somehow happened and it stuck with me. And I just felt weird doing anything but it. So yeah, it's
not yelling at us, right? It's slightly aggressive.
No, I promise it's not yelling. It's just, okay. it's just excitement in there.
But it's interesting to look through some of the tweets from your fans, because a lot of people, get excited about something, but proud of you seems to be a recurring comment. And that's the kind of thing that the fans who say they are proud of you, I feel like those are ones who are they feel more of a family with you. Like, you're proud of you, like I'm proud of you, like I'm proud of my sister or my brother. And it feels like these are the people that have been there through a ride. It's not the usual excited for the album, sounds great, but it's like people, it's constant. So proud of you, so excited and proud for you. Your fans are like you've got them as a family.
Oh, absolutely. I think I
see that.
I've always been such a fan of so many artists in my life, and I always thought when I started doing this, what would I want them to make me feel like? And I try to just give that love of making them, you I feel like a lot of artists don't realize. I've had some experiences where you go up to someone that you live your life. Their music is the soundtrack of your life, and you want to go up to them and you want to just feel like the amount of time you've invested in them, they at least appreciate or respect. And I've had moments where I go up to somebody, it's as if I didn't even exist. And I don't want any fan to ever feel like that. I want them to know that I know that they listen to my stuff on the way to work or at home when they're doing homework or wherever it fits into the soundtrack of their life. I want them, when they meet me or they feel like they know me the way that I know them, and I want them to always feel accepted and loved in that way. So it's beautiful to see them feel that way.
Well, and using, like I said, the word proud of you, it's you've taken because there is that separation, fanatic of somebody. You've brought that, because the words, I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it, but proud of you just means like they're there with you, and they are going through the experience with you and not watching you go through. Like, who are some of the artists, by the way, that you said that if you walked up and you wouldn't even know what to say? Who are some of those people that you grew up with? Who are
Oh
those
man,
generation groups for you?
those groups. Oh, it's just Justin Timberlake's. It's Pharrell. When I first met Pharrell and I worked with him, he had this love and appreciation for the fact that I had been so inspired by him for so long, and it just felt like we were connected in a very instantaneous way. And those are the kinds of people that you want to feel that way towards. And Stevie Wonder, just so many of these artists that I've met for just a brief moment that really do it right. They know how to just, in a very small way, not in a fake way, just in a very genuine way, give you that look or say that short sentence that just makes you feel appreciated as a fan, and it makes you more of a fan of them, So, but I still haven't met Justin Timberlake, and if I did, that would be next level. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, you're talking to yourself the whole time. Don't say something dumb. Don't say something.
Don't say something dumb.
But you have to understand too, from the outside looking in, you are in that same world as a Justin Timberlake and those artists. So
I'm honored to hear that.
Which has to be a trip. This album, though, it's so different, and it's, first of all, thank you for making something that's so different than everything else on the radio.
Oh man, thank you.
I can really, especially in the song Blueberry Eyes, which it just feels like a passion project already so early still. And I know you've been around for years, but I feel like this is more of a passion project for you that you're finally able to do.
Totally. Yeah. I fought for it. And I'm so glad to hear you say that, because I think, what we touched on earlier is that you have a lot of people behind the scenes that are brilliant, and they're there for a reason. But if it doesn't come authentically from the artist first and then building off of it, it never really does anything. And I made the mistake sometimes of doing things that just they said would work, but it didn't come from my heart. And with this album, every song, including Blueberry Eyes the most, I just had to make sure that it started here and they could expand it, rather than them trying to replace what's here in your soul. And that was important to fight for.
Well, yeah, I think that, as we said too, that trying to fight for that big hit, that lights down low, got that done, and now you can release these. It's such an interesting genre. Suga, right, from BTS. He's
Suga.
How did you meet him? Did you meet him through that Haley Cuoco song? Because I know he was his mixtape or something. Or
we met in Korea in January. It was my first show there, and I'd been seeing some love over the years from the country, but also from Jungkook, who's part of BTS, and Suga, and they just put my songs in different playlists, Love Me Less and One More Weekend in different songs, and I just been giving them mutual respect and love back. So when I went there for the first time, got to hang with him in person right before my show there, and we just hit it off. We both love basketball. We're diehard basketball fans. We love Korean food. We love music, and the conversation was easy through a translator, and it just went well. And he had never been to a basketball game. Army's heard this story a million times, but he had never been to a basketball game. And so I was like, that's insane. You're one of the biggest superstars in the world, and you love basketball, and your name Suga means shooting guard. So I said, when you come to LA, I'm taking you your first basketball game. Fast forward, I take him to his first basketball game.
Which was what, Clippers or Lakers?
It was both. It was Clippers versus Lakers.
Oh, damn.
And it was the Kobe Bryant tribute game. Didn't plan that.
Wow.
Just happened. LeBron's playing live. It was just such a special bonding experience. And then the music came naturally. I sent him the whole album, and he really fell in love with Blueberry Eyes and added his verse to it. And that's what you hear today.
So he was in Korea when he was doing this stuff. How does the back and forth happen with that? Does he hear the song and then send you what he thinks, and you're like, let's try this? Because I'm imagining this process being super long with the back and forth, especially with the time, because that's like, there's like 16 hours, I think, or 15, 16 hours.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, the communication, honestly, it was pretty seamless. We of course the time difference, but I did something on his project Augusty, which I did a couple different keys of it. I sang it in different ways. And we just went back and forth on that for a while. And simultaneously, I sent him the whole album. I asked him to be part of a different song, and he said, I love this song, but I don't feel like I don't hear myself on it. And so when I sent him the whole album,
cool for him to say that, by the way.
Oh, so cool. No,
right.
So I love when somebody just knows exactly who they are and what they're going to really translate the best onto for another artist project.
The trust level had to have gone up, like from there to there when he says something like that. Wow.
Totally. Well, it just came from such a great, again, mutual respect place of being able to say, you know, I want to be so much a part of this project that I'm willing to be patient to find the right one, the right song.
Yeah.
And that was so cool that, you know, he didn't want to be a part of this song, New Life. And then I didn't even expect Blueberry Eyes, because it's kind of what you said. It was really, I took a lot of risks on that song. And of course
Yeah.
it's a pop song, but like the end being just the piano and a sort of an ad-lib vocal, it just wasn't the normal pop song structure. So I
Yeah.
didn't think much of it. It just was sort of the song I loved. And it was so cool that he responded to that one of all songs.
And it's not a
And so
song that
you know,
you would think would have a rap in it either.
totally. And and the way his rap comes in, it just fits. You know, sometimes these things just have to happen organically. You really can't, you try to bottle it up and continue to create things in the same formula, but it just doesn't happen. You just kind of go with the real flow of it.
So what does he send you? Does he send you an email with an MP3, or does he Dropbox you some files, like one take, or like different versions of them?
Ended up doing, it was really just one, exactly what you hear is pretty much it. He changed one line at the very end. I think it originally said BTS Army, and then he realized that he could say "You Are My Light" and also say "Army" at the same time.
Yeah.
So he found that little alliteration, so he changed just that part. But other than that, we mostly communicate via, you know, like WhatsApp and different apps that you can, you know, he can't text me because he's in Korea, so we do those things.
The phone's going off, and you're like, dude, it's like 4 in the friggin' morning.
It's crazy. It's awesome though. I love that we found a way to communicate in whatever way we could.
And yeah. I mean, you just have to trust that this guy's not writing a rap saying that Max is a jerk. And
exactly. I think that all the time.
He should have done that. He should have sent a rap that said Max really smells bad, and
yeah,
like, oh, this is amazing.
Just a diss rap. Yeah, and I know. Luckily I have our friend, Emily's friend from college. She speaks fluent Korean and went to college with her. And she's been one of our just like inside homies, letting us know what's up. But even when we learned the rap, we were so anal, we didn't want to screw it up. So we sent it to all of our friends who spoke Korean to make sure we were mispronouncing stuff. And yeah, it would be hilarious if we got that tattooed and it was what you said. It was just a diss rap.
That would be a really cool bonus track on the album. What he was really saying. So what is Blueberry Eyes? What is that anyway? What are Blueberry Eyes?
My wife just has these big, beautiful blue eyes, and I in the writing session, you know, I loved that this whole record is color vision. There's a very colorful, fruity world of it that's sort of fantasy and escapism. And I went to that session and was really inspired by, you know, Strawberry Fields and Watermelon Sugar had been out, and I just felt like I had this feeling of wanting to translate that into my own way and write a song that was a love song in a different way about her. And so the strawberry skies are the sunsets that she's always telling me to get off my phone to look at because I'm missing the world. And and her eyes are the blueberry eyes that I'm obsessed with.
And how do you sing a line like Blueberry Eyes? Because I know you see, it's easy to sing lyrics of a song, but when you sing something like that to your wife, how do you sing a lyric like that and really give it, if that makes sense? I mean, I don't know the technical words for it, but it's easy just to say blueberry eyes, but then how do you go and feel it? How do you as a singer sing that?
Great question. I feel like it comes from just a place of it really is the depths of the love for that specific thing, and that specific thing are her blueberry eyes that I've, you know, that made me initially fall in love with her. Was just, you know, I saw her from the first time from a physical standpoint. That was what immediately drew me in. And I think that's why with Lights Down Low or any of those songs, it's like so often people don't know the story behind the song, and hopefully it means more. But I think people subconsciously can feel when an artist or a band is really emoting via whatever the lyric is. And I've even loved that with, you know, like with language barriers of not knowing what people are saying in Korean, but I fall in love with Korean songs because I can just feel where they're coming from. So I feel like as long as, to answer your question, as long as it comes from that deeper place of why does that mean so much, hopefully it translates vocally too.
So you go back, like when you sing Lights Down Low, even you go back to that, you're able to go back to that feeling of what that song means.
Yeah.
And you have to do that.
Bottle it up.
Song. Oh my God.
Every song, every time. That's the job, quote unquote. You know, it's bottling it up. I always have jokes with Emily because in the beginning of our relation, it's hard to be with somebody who's a songwriter or artist because you're a part of everything if they're being real about it. The good, the bad, all of it. And a big part of that is, you know, you meet these people. I write these songs with other people who sometimes I meet them the first day and I'll tell them about a scared pregnancy or whatever else, which was on my last album, which was like literally, I didn't know if I was ready to be a dad. This was, 5 years ago, and now I am. But at that time, we wrote this song, and it was with my friends AJR, and we knew each other for a long time. But this was the moment where we really got to know each other. And my wife said to me, "You told them about our last night's scared pregnancy? Like you just know, you don't even know these people that well." And that's sort of a part of it. You just have to be so raw
and vulnerable, and
no matter what, with people that maybe you've just met, and that's the only way you can get something that nugget that stays.
Wow, that's got to be interesting to perform like a full set. It's almost like you're in multiple movies playing multiple characters and multiple scenes. Well, that has to be mentally exhausting for you as well to go through all that. But
it's what's special about it, though. That's why live performance is so incredible, because when you're revealing that, and your heart's out there, and the people in the audience are giving you that same connective tissue, there's few highs like being in that room and everybody their hearts being so open to be connected via these lyrics. And that's when it fulfills you, and hopefully it fills them up, and there's the magic.
That's awesome, man. There's so many songs on this album that I could hear on the radio. I love Circles.
Oh, thank you.
I think Circles is cool. Acid Trip just has this, it has that cool, like when I'm hearing it, I mean, it's, first of all, the beats per minute on it is perfect for that kind of strut, that walk, even walking with attitude through a Target, something like that. You're just walking through. And who's on? Is that Felly? Is that what that guy's name is?
Felly, yeah, his name is Felly. He's so great, man.
Is he young guy? Because I think I know. Is he the one who did that song with Santana? He has Santana playing on it.
He did. Yeah. He's got him on his record, which is awesome. So special.
That kid's a trip. Like, is he super young? And
honestly, it was, I have my other projects called Party Pupils with my friend Ryan, who's basically my right-hand guy. He's been with me for years, started as my guitar player, now as my partner in everything in life. And we're always coming up with songs for both projects in different ways. And he got in with Felly and started this one, and he sent it to me, and I wrote all the rest of my bits. But it started as a Party People song, and then I just fell in love with it and kind of made it more into this record, and it just fit so perfectly. You can't just make it, can't make it up. It just happens when it happens. And so It was really cool that it started in this one way, and Ryan produced it, and then made its way into the album. It's been beautiful. It really popped off in Asia for some reason, and they love it over there. And so it was really special because it was so fun.
It's got bounce. It's the perfect speed. It's fun. It's so different, and it's almost like something that we need right now. That needs to be. What the hell am I?
I love hearing that. That's so tight.
It would sound great coming out of a sweeper into in the car, cranked all the way up, kind of.
I just want people to feel good. That makes me feel amazing that you feel that way. Thanks, man.
And the song that I like a lot is SOS.
Thank you.
That song is a trip because you're breaking a lot of rules on that song.
Oh yeah.
You've got a guitar even at the beginning, and then you can even feel a little bit of a church organ in there. Mm-hmm. And you've got these arpeggiators that don't really run the full course of what an arpeggiator is designed to do, and you're cutting them off a little early. And these are sounds that should not work together. You know what I mean?
Yes, Dave. You better work, Dave. I love it.
They're a trip, and the video game sounds in there, and it's just such a cool song, and it's got bounce as well. But all these sounds that just on paper just shouldn't be together, and it's just so full, but not too much, if that makes sense.
Wow, what a compliment. Yeah, man. It's my boys Ahmad and Roger, who I did 80% of the record with. We just get in and we take some risks, we have some fun, and I love Roger is the most incredible keyboard player ever. He did Sicko Mode, Broccoli. I mean, he's got hits for days, but he's just I love that every time we get in, we take a new risk and we just try something that excites us, and hopefully it excites others. And to hear that it excited you is just exactly what it fulfills the artist to hear it.
It's great, man. The album's great. I'm excited for you. It's like I said, it's so different. You took some risks, and it's good for you for having the huevos to put it out there, so. Well, dude, I don't want to keep you up, No,
this is wonderful. I appreciate, wow. I am so honored by you listening in such a vivid way, and for you to really have so many wonderful compliments for, those songs that not everybody's listened to it as much is really cool. So thank you. But you just want to be excited. That's what it really is. It's like you make so many songs, you keep writing songs, but so many, they look good on paper and maybe they sound like hits, but if it doesn't activate something in your nervous system, then it probably isn't quite the thing that's going to matter. And so we're
Right.
always just fishing for that little spark that really sets you off, and hopefully it sets other people off.
That's what we talked about at the beginning of this. We just came full circle. How about that?
I love it. What a great way to circle the interview. Beautiful.
Yeah. Well, man, I appreciate your time. What do you go do now? What are you drinking there? What's that?
Just a little tea. I got my hot tea. I got coffee, which is a bad no. It's a no. This is my one vice of choice, is that I just love cold brew coffee, which is not recommended for vocalists. What do you say?
Which cold brew do you get?
Oh my gosh, I'd have like a random series on my Instagram where I just check out different cold brews in different
Okay.
places and rate them. But I love this place. Shout out to this place, Superba. They have like such great beans. I love using their beans, their espresso beans, to make my own cold brew, which is awesome.
I'm just kind of getting on the cold brew.
Ooh, check out Superba. They're the bomb,
Okay.
man. Honestly, in quarantine, we were like driving to Pasadena every day to go, not every day, but every week, because it was our little treat of choice, because it was closed everywhere else. There's like 10 locations or whatever, but that was the only one that was open. So we would take a road trip to go. It's that good.
And what's it called? I'm gonna write it down.
Superba, for all the fans out there.
Okay, Superba.
Shout out my man Tim, who always treats us well.
I'm gonna tell him you said, hey, Max said you can give me all this stuff.
Yes.
Because I'm still on Gelson's type cold brew, grabbing the chameleon.
Gelson's good too. They're pretty good. They do a solid cold brew for a grocery store.
Right.
That's like a good like 7.8 on my coffee bean scale of cold brews.
I'm grabbing chameleon and all these other ones, trying it and going, yeah, it's all it. As long as it doesn't have tons of sugar in it, I'm good. What's the tea, by the way? What do you drink on that?
Throat coat. That's just been mine forever. Yeah, that's the classic. Everybody does it. But then I put a little fresh ginger in it, and I cut up a little fresh. I have all these weird roots. It's on my rider, and people who ever get it at all my different gigs, they're always like, "What is this strange thing?" I'm like, "It's fresh ginger. You got to put that in. It's good for the voice."
That's awesome. Good for you, man.
Hey, brother.
What are you gonna do now? What's your next thing?
Couple more. It's a cute little interview day, so I got a couple more people to talk to.
Well, I'm probably totally fucking up the whole.
No, you're good. You're good. My next one is a few minutes, so this is perfect. I give you a delicious, lovely time to give Dave Styles his wonderful time to slay it. So you did,
love, bro. I love that you are. You're part of our iHeart fan. Our family. It's me and JoJo down at Kiss were talking about it the other day as well. He's one of my best friends.
You both are great guys. I can see why you'd be friends, man. You guys have been family to me, honestly. It's been amazing.
But if you had to choose one of us.
Oh, that's messed up, man. You can't do that to me.
I'm here. Where's he?
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I gotta keep you together. I would never do both of you like that. Even if you said the same thing, I couldn't be that. I gotta give the political answer.
That's okay. I would choose you over JoJo. So, but I can commit.
Wow.
No. It's cool.
You're gonna do me like that.
I look forward to all this world stuff being in, back to normal and getting you out and performing and getting.
Man.
So, but I'm
can't wait to do the hell yeah, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I can't wait to do the Korean rap live in the 104.3 studios, baby. Let's go.
You're gonna do it.
Yeah, I've been doing it because I don't have them, so I learned it and I just do it live at the shows and stuff.
Do you know it right now?
Whatever, the rest of it too.
That's amazing though. Good for you, dude.
Thank you, man. Cool. I really love it's a great language. I'm excited. I want to do like a full Korean song at some point because it really rolls off the tongue nicely when you're singing it.
Yeah, cool. You make it sound like you've been speaking it for a while. That's good.
That's a great compliment as well. Thank you, brother.
Yeah. All right, go do your thing, man. Thanks for taking the time. Hit us up anytime, and congrats on everything, bro. And good luck with the baby.
Thank you so much, brother. Talk to you soon.
Bye, bro.